Hello, I'm sending you so much good vibes. I'm here to answer your political questions. I'm going to be on live this Saturday. What's this Saturday? I think it's November 1st, 2025, and at 10 o'clock Pacific time. And I'll be answering spiritual and political questions. So that'll be fun. And okay, let's answer your questions. These questions were left on my community page and or not on my community page on in the comments, and so I try to get them all. We'll see what I can get to, and bunch of really interesting stuff here. So let's first start with prayers for Jamaica. And I want to know why Bill Gates said, I kind of like him, he's okay. And I don't know a lot about him, but I know he's a billionaire and he's a Democrat. But so he was saying that, we kind of have the technology to fix climate change and it's not such a big deal. I'm like, why would you say that? These super storms are coming in, like in Cuba, I don't know Cuba, but in Jamaica, they're expecting up to 4 to 5 feet of rainwater. Nobody can, that's just gonna, a whole house will be washed away. I mean, you can't survive that. And typically, people in third world countries um, who don't have a lot of money usually get stuck dealing with all the of all of this. Um, so I want to say prayers for them in Jamaica and for the people in Cuba, wherever you are in the Caribbean. And hopefully your boat isn't bombed, because now I guess we're just going around murdering people. That's another question, but okay. So let's look at, why did Bill Gates say that, yeah, it's probably going to be okay? My sense is that what my guides are saying to me, so I get messages from guides, I get downloads, I hear things, I see things, I have dreams. My guides are saying that a lot of the current cabinet in now are oil tycoons. They're all people who are installed in positions that used to be working for the oil company. That's their big money. They're still connected to the oil companies. So I feel like he's trying to, I think he's scared. A lot of people are scared now, and we can't be afraid. We have to stand up for our country and speak out. Particularly in Congress, they should be the first ones, instead of all these people in the streets at No Kings and everybody else speaking up. But okay, so I think he was saying it because he's afraid and he kind of wants to middle of the road, so we can win more elections and the oil companies won't think we're so against them. That's what I think it is. Because he's not a stupid man, Bill Gates. He's pretty intelligent. And I think he's very worried. And so let's look at Bill Gates. Why did you say climate change is, he said we have the technology and we can fix it and we shouldn't be concerned. Like, wait, why don't we do that then? Okay. So here he is with his message. It's an emotional message. He does want something to be done, but he feels controlled. Okay, this is about control. The oil companies. Yeah. This is about money. In his heart of hearts, he wants to move forward and protect the world from climate change. Well, because Kegels got in. The hope is he does have good intentions to protect the world. This is the ending of a time and a new beginning. That doesn't really tell me why what my guides are saying is this is why. He feels he wants to bring in the new energy. That's what it is. Okay. That's why he said it. Okay. It's still shining a light. He sees it as I'm still making it a priority. Maybe not saying it so much, but even talking about it with somebody in his position is a way to put our attention on it. Okay. So, okay. I can kind of give him a pass on that. Okay. Let's look at Melania. This was a question that you guys left in the comments. And thank you for all the well wishes. I'm getting better every day. Yeah. I really appreciate all your comments. So Melania is being sued. Wait, is she suing Michael Wolff? There's a lawsuit. Let me look. Is Melania suing Michael Wolff? Sorry about this. Michael Wolff is suing Melania. After her legal team threatened to sue him for defamation, which is around the Epstein files, because he told the truth. She doesn't want to go to court because then you have to testify and facts will come out, and she doesn't really want that to happen. Oh. But let's ask, is this going to go to court? Are they going to settle out of court? I think good on him for suing these people, because she threatened him. I mean, he's like, yeah, bring it. I got evidence. Bring it. So, Mike, if you didn't know, Michael Wolff was a guy who interviewed Epstein when he was alive and saw pictures of the current Mr. Kankles there with young girls, topless girls, pretty young looking. And he knows a lot, okay? I think he's not even in the country now because of this. He's living in Europe somewhere. All right, so will this go to court? Will it go to court? Let me look psychically. He's Michael Wolff. He's like, I got proof. I got documentation. He says he feels like he's owed money. She just climbed under the table and she's trying to crawl away. She's trying to hide because she knows she does not want this going to court. Will they settle out of court? Michael Wolff is one smart guy, and he's put himself in the middle of all this stuff, and he's got information. That's why he's in Europe, because you got to keep yourself safe if you're him. A lot of people died around this Epstein cover-up. So will it go to court? Oh, he's happy to go to court. No. No, it will not. Wait, what? Okay, wait a minute. Eventually, she's going to have to show up and answer for herself. But at first, she'll try to get out of it. She's going to try to get out of it somehow. But there it is. Yeah, there is going to be a lawsuit. Okay. Will Michael Wolff win the lawsuit? Yeah, I see him laughing all the way to the courthouse and back, walking away from the courthouse going, ha ha. Yeah, he's no dummy. He's going to win. He's going to get money. He'll be quite pleased. Oh, okay. So you got to remember in this energy, the reason why a lot of this is happening is because we needed all this corruption to come out on both sides. And whoever is sneaking around or lying or being corrupt is going to get caught. And so it's just going to come out about Melania. I mean, we already know, but it's not an official ruling. They think they can still lie and hide. And we know. I mean, we don't need a court to tell us. But you got to, you got to make it official, legal. And all this, as I'm saying, is for entertainment purposes only. My visions and what I'm getting. Okay. Will the Supreme Court rule on the tariffs? So when I looked at Kenkel's, like what's he going to be doing this fall, he's worried about, I mean, he's not worried about he wants people to like him, but he's not worried about votes, making people happy because he wants to cheat. He wants to use a military coup or cheat to stay in power. But he's not going to be able to do that because, no, I'll talk a little bit more about this in another question. Okay, let's just go back to the original question. Well, he's over in Asia trying to make nicey nice. He's clearly dementia, like just staring at a wall. When he was walking with the prime minister, the new leader of Japan, he's walking with her and he just stops and he's staring. And she has to go, sir, this way. He's dancing on the tarmac. He's just he's saying that the economy is great and everything. He saved America. He's part of him believes that. I don't think anybody else does, but you voted for him, some people. So it feels like he's gonna get a better deal. Got a better deal with Japan. Only 15% tariffs because he has to save face. He has to have some tariffs, and then he'll try to make a good deal with China, a better deal, because it's going good with Japan. Then it'll probably go good with China. But so it feels like he's just going to kind of muddy the waters and kind of goop over it, just change it around. But then the thing is, anytime he gets mad, he can change it back. So it's like a giant toddler with, they could have a temper tantrum at any moment. So everybody has to walk on eggshells. And they're doing that really, they know how to do that in Japan and China. They're no dummies. They know how to kowtow and kiss up to him because you don't want to be on his bad side. So by the time it goes to the Supreme Court in November, are they going to let him get away with the tariffs? Because it's illegal. Congress didn't say he could do this. He just started doing it illegally. So what's the Supreme Court going to say about the tariffs in November? Wow. I don't think they're going to give him a whole green light. I think they're going to push back. That's what I'm hearing from my guides. I'm hearing they're feeling rebellious. Really? All right, let's look. Show me. Will the Supreme Court rule in Kankel's favor on the tariffs? They're worried. They are worried. That's keeping them up at night. Before they left us, like, whatever. Okay, first it looks like, no, it's looking like a yes. Let's look a little more. Some things that they're going to say yes. And then no. Wow. What is happening here? Because I see Roberts. He's going to give something to the right. He's going to say, okay, you can do this. So in some ways, he's going to say yes, but then, or they're going to put in a stipulation. If you do this or whatever, I'm not exactly sure what this is, but then it's going to fall apart. Then the papers get scattered all over. So he's intending on going, here's your order to the Republicans. Here you go. But when he's handing it over, there's some pieces that are missing in the middle of their judgment, their finding. There's a whole empty spot in the papers. And then they all go, whoo, flying all over. So that'd be a no. How is that going to happen? Stay tuned. That'll be interesting. It's a no. See, it's a no. They're going to hamstring them. They're going to say, yeah, you can do that. Of course you can do that. But only if blah, blah, blah. And then they can't do blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you can't. Wow. Okay. That's good. Okay. Let's look at the elections coming up. New Jersey, we have Mikey Sherrill and Jack. Forgive me if I say the names wrong. Carelli? Jack Chertelli? Okay. And for governor of New Jersey, I literally like Mikey Sherrill. She's military. She's no dummy. So let's ask. I see her winning. I feel like he's going to lose. We are winning all these elections. So everybody's so worried and horrified. We need to be on it. We need to, get out and vote. If you're in California, yes on 50. Yes on 50. Okay. We should look at the polls there because their Department of Justice is sending poll watchers. All right. So I feel like Mikey Sherrill's going to win. Governor of New Jersey. Yeah, it's a blue state. I'm pretty sure it's a blue state, right? Mostly. Mikey Sherrill, are you going to win governor this November 4th, 2025? Are you going to be the next governor of New Jersey? I see you're winning. Oh, yeah, here she comes. She is brave. Yeah. Yeah. Yes and yes. She is not playing. Oh, good. Okay. I think we're going to be happy. All right. Let's look at Governor of Virginia, I believe it is, Abigail Spanberger, and Winston Earl Sears, the Republican. Oh, yeah, after you took everybody's jobs, you think that you're going to vote for you? Because there's a lot of federal workers, government workers in Virginia. People are horrified. Yeah, that's how we're going to take back our country. It's the power of the people and the vote. Even though they're trying to cheat and killing people in the waters of Venezuela and doing all this stuff, we're going to win. We're going to win. We have to just keep it on. All right. Abigail Spanberger. Are you going to be the next governor of Virginia? I don't know what she looks like. It's hard for me to read when I don't know what they look like, but I'll just. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what that guy looks like either, but wah, wah. His energy looks messed up. They don't want you there, Wynnum Sears. Okay, show me the cards. Will Abigail Spanberger be the next governor of Virginia? We got just this rebellious energy about us. That's how we're winning. We're finally speaking up and saying, no more. Wow. She needs to be careful. Is there a Democrat governor there now? She's going to win. She's going to win. Something's going to happen. Is that? Oh, no. That's what's his face. It is governor, right? It is a governor election, right? Is it a senator? Maybe I'm reading this wrong. Governor's race, Virginia, November 4th, 2025. No, yeah. It's a gubernatorial. Oh, that's it. Glenn Youngkin is gonzy. Gonzy. You're done. See? People don't want them anymore because they're not taking care of the people. Even the Republicans don't want you in there. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. She got this. Oh, right. For entertainment purposes only. I could be wrong. It could change. But right now it's looking good. All these people. Oh, okay. Now this one's a little more confusing to me. Pennsylvania Supreme Court. If these 3 Democratic Supreme Court justices get retained or they win, I don't know what the word is, then they can stay in there for another 10 years. And Shapiro is the governor and he's got a Democratic Supreme Court. And so we're good. So we want to make sure they're going to win. Christy Donahue, Kevin Doherty, and David Reich. I don't know if I'm saying the names right. Let's look at Christy Donahue. Are you going to win Pennsylvania Supreme Court? Looks like she's toasting champagne. I see throwing flowers. Aren't you gonna win? Let me shuffle a little better. Show me cards. Is Christy Donahue gonna be retained? Is that the right words? Probably not. Is she going to stay a Supreme Court justice for another 10 years in Pennsylvania? There she is. That she's being supported. I feel like that's Shapiro. It's a fight. Oh, this is a fight. She's in a fight. Come on. I think she's got it. I think she's got it. How can these all be right? Because we are so done, aren't we? This is how we take back our country. Kevin Doherty, will you retain your Supreme Court seat in November 4th, 2025 election? Kevin Doherty. I don't know what these people look like. I usually read better when I have a picture, but I just create a silhouette. I see a win. I see a win. See what the cards say. Because I can have an opinion and it can skew what I'm looking at, or I could try to look at what I want, read it wrong. Clairvoyance, you have to be careful. It's easy to get it wrong. That's why I like the cards to validate. Kevin Doherty. Will Kevin Doherty remain a Supreme Court justice for another 10 years in Pennsylvania? Providing health and everything goes well. Looking good. Hey, just like she did. Yeah. Okay. David Right. Mr. Supreme Court Justice David, sorry, that's really bad. Will you retain your seat for another 10 years in Pennsylvania Supreme Court? David, you guys probably know how to pronounce it. I'm the worst speller there is. I'm very dyslexic. It's a long story. I'll make a video about it someday. Right. Will you retain your seat? We just had this rebellious energy. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know. Possibly. They might try to say he didn't if he doesn't win by enough. I think we would still have a majority, but there's something fishy. There's something wrong here. I hope I'm wrong. Okay. Let's ask, are we going to war with Venezuela for regime change? We just killed, we're up to like 57 people or something. What they're doing is, this serves a lot of purposes. Excuse me. It makes other countries and even Americans afraid of cankles and hedgehog, because they're just willing to kill people illegally. They don't care. So you should be afraid of us because we'll kill you. That's the message. There isn't any fentanyl coming out of Venezuela or Colombia. Now, Kankles is mad at Colombia because they said something against him. They said the guy that survived was just a fisherman and that we shouldn't be bombing them. So, these are war crimes. And the pathetic GOP in this country can barely speak up. I think Rand Paul is the only one. I mean, really? If you're too afraid to do your job, you should get out of office. Really, it's disgusting. These are war crimes. Or murder. It's just murder. We're not even at war. So are we going to war? Also, some people say they want the oil, they want regime change, and they want to terrorize people. Makes them feel like a big man on campus. I can kill you if I feel like it. Sorry about my voice. I was doing better before I got on here. All right. Let's look. Are we going to war with Venezuela? No. No. It may not be decided. They're trying to figure out, can we get oil? It's disgusting. So it's not really clear to me. Do we actually go to war? Because that would mean Congress would have to declare it. They can't just declare it. It seems like they already have. So that brings me to the question of people asking me, when is this, why does some psychics say he's going to be impeached, 25th Amendment, he's going to leave, he's going to have a health issue. Why is everybody giving a different answer? And sometimes when I look at the answer to that question, like when is he going to leave? I get that the energy is changing from the old guard, from the toxic corruption to a new world. We're moving to a new age, to a new time. And the old corruption, war or that type of earth is going to be leaving. And we're headed in a new direction as humans. And America, the strongest democracy that this earth in known times, we'll say it that way, is leading the way on that. Okay. So what I'm looking at is, it isn't so much the timeline, or even, it's more like an event. And the event is when enough of this stuff comes out and enough of people are woken up, then the energy will change, because this is about we, the people, having the power. Okay. Which is the opposite of what Kankles is. I want all the power. I want to be a king. So we're not going backwards. We're moving forward. That's how I know he's not going to stay in office. How he leaves changes when I look at it, depending upon the circumstances, because we also remember we have free will here. We're creating it as we go. There isn't a written script that any psychic can read you. for everything of like, here's what's going to happen. Because we all have free will, and it's possible to change that when we change our thoughts, our actions, our frequency, our energy. When we change that, the outcome changes. So there isn't a script of your life that's already written out. There are certain markers that you will meet these people and work on these issues. Will you learn the lesson or not? That's determined on your free will. You have free will. But you will meet these people. Or you have made an agreement to come here and be of service. Are you going to fulfill that? Or are you going to spend your time lost in confusion or drama? See, you have free will. And that's what a good psychic can tell you. It's like, here's what your soul is working on as a soul, and here's how you move forward. So it isn't always a written script, everything's decided. No, life doesn't work like that. So when you see different psychics looking at different things, they're not necessarily wrong. They're just they're using their gifts through their belief system, which is called their pictures, their beliefs, which enable them to see possible outcomes of this or that. Now, hopefully they're connected with beings that are giving them good information. And the other thing is hopefully they are not putting their own personal, because they want something to happen. They're just looking at the energy in neutrality, because it isn't always what we want to happen. So there isn't really a right or wrong. It isn't. So you see what I'm saying? It's not a script that's written out, and we just need to find the script and read it to you. And because there are many different timelines and frequencies happening all at once. Actually, in truth, everything is happening in the moment of now. In Earth, there's something called time or timelines. When you go outside of this realm, everything's happening at once, which is something we can't get our mind around. So, but in truth, everything is happening at once, or everything has already happened. And we can look back from the future, we can go in the future and look back. And when you do that, there's all these different timelines. So, depending on how the energy is, how people are acting, or what they're doing, creates the most probable timeline for this or that to happen. But the event, the agreement that we are evolving as an earth and we will become a more peaceful planet without corruption and without destroying it, that will happen. But how that happens, by getting rid of him, how that happens is not always completely decided. Do you see what I'm saying? So I do know that he's going to leave. I just don't know when. Looking now, like a health issue or an impeachment issue. It could be and I'm not saying I want this to happen, an unaliving issue. That could happen too. So there is free will, but I don't feel like he finishes his whole term, and we are not going down this authoritarian path as a planet, as a people, or as a country. Okay? So I hope that explains it. All right. Oh, Minnesota is suing Trump for SNAP money. A lot of people are going to come forward with money and food banks and helping people in lawsuits. This shutdown, I mean, I was looking at a timeline of 2 weeks. Obviously, that didn't happen. Then I'm saying, and some people were saying November, and I was like, maybe. Yeah, well, here we are. It could, like, all of a sudden something could happen in November, Or it could be that we just stay in this for who knows? Because this is what they want to do, destroy the American government. So why not stay in a shutdown? They don't care. In fact, it serves their Project 2025. So I don't think that's sustainable. I think something would happen, more like an impeachment or something. But we look at it and see where it is now. Um, but let's look at Minnesota. Will Minnesota win? They're suing Kankel's administration or Kankel's for withholding the SNAP benefits. They have it. They could easily release it, but they won't because they like to, because they're narcissistic sociopaths that want to torture people. That's them. Okay, I don't mean to scare you, but that's just who they are. But they're not going to win. We're going to get out of this. Everything is here to teach us and to wake us up. That's why we come into the world of shadow and illusions where you figure out what you don't want. That's Earth right now. It didn't used to be that way, but it is now. So will Minnesota win the lawsuit against Kankles? I know in my state, well, in my county, we have free school lunch. Kids get what they need. You don't have starving kids here, at least not at school. Oh, yeah. 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 They're going to get to keep their SNAP benefit. It isn't enough. People are struggling on that, but at least they get to keep that. Minnesota will win. Let's look at, when will the shutdown end? I don't know, not a timeline. Okay, how will it end? People are just going to get angry and rebellious. When you can't feed your family or pay your mortgage, people are going to get pissed. But that's what he wants. He wants people to lash out in anger, and they'll go, "Oh, we need to bring the military in there because um, you're, you know, you're out of line." He's just got so much dementia. It's just reminds me of my father right before he passed. It was really like he would get in the car and you'd see him like 5 hours later. Where were you? I don't know. Yeah, like time to take the driver's license away from dad. Like you should not be running a country when you have your brain is jello. And then sometimes he's really cruel and right on it, so he fools people. And then the other time he just like checks out, stares off into space. Okay, so what were we saying? The shutdown. How will the shutdown end? Well, how will the shutdown end? Let me look energetically. Well, when I look at MAGA Mike, there's a pool table and he's tied down to it. He's only got one arm free. That's to work with the Democrats. But they've hamstrung him. It's a game. Let's look at John Thune. John Thune is batting it away like, those balloons that float around and then a ball or something and people hit it. He's like, get it out of here. That's not going to last. You can't just keep. He does not know what to do. He's kind of losing it. A little bit. He's all like robotic. He doesn't have any feelings. That's creepy. Is he a person? Yeah. It's a person that's shut down. Because Senate could do something, you know. Senate could do something. Let's ask, will Senate come to an agreement on the shutdown? Because they're open. Congress isn't even open. Will Senate come to agreement on the shutdown? Oh. Yes. They're the ones who are going to do it. They're going to do it first. It's going to be the Senate. Yep and yep. Because they know they can't keep this up. They're all going to lose their seats. They're losing these elections left and right. And once they lose on 50, they're going to be scared. I didn't even get my ballot in the mail. I'm going down to the courthouse because that's something. I always get my ballot in the mail here. For some reason, it didn't come. I'm suspicious. I'm going to go down and vote anyway. All right. So Senate, let's see. Then what will happen next after the Senate comes to an agreement? Will the House come to an agreement? Will the House come to an agreement? Because those senators, they aren't playing around. Will the House come to an agreement? Will the House come to an agreement for the shutdown? Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, they will. Okay. Let's see. Yep. Yep. Will Kankles sign it? Will Kankles approve the agreement? Because he's got to sign it. Will Kankles approve the agreement? Uh-oh. Oh. No. Only parts of it. Will Kankles eventually open the government? Well, let's ask, will he open the government in November? Will Kankles open the government in November? Yeah. Yeah. Thank God. All right, get on it now. Oh, some people were asking, where's my dog? He's been, he just had a bath. Oh, don't shake all that water in here. Come here, boy. Come and say hi to everybody. So he, when it's hot out, then he wants to come in. But when it's cool outside, he'd rather be out there. He's got friends, other dogs out there to play with. So, yes, good little boy. Okay, he wants out of here. He went out. He's not happy about this bath situation. That was not his idea of a good afternoon. Okay. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Check me out on, well, I'm going to do another video probably tomorrow. And I am booking in December if you want a Christmas reading or you want to gift somebody a reading. And I also have some really cool classes, past life regression, learn how to do past life regression, experience one, for yourself and learn how to do it. That's on my website. and then healing with the angels and the ascended masters. So learning how to connect with them, how to invite them into your life, and how to do healings. I'm going to do a video probably tomorrow on Archangel Michael, who's an amazing energy to work with. And you don't have to be, angelic or perfect for the angels. They know you're human to help you out. They don't judge us. We judge maybe ourselves. Oh, you want to go outside? You want to go outside? You want to go get in the dirt? You have to wait for you to dry off first. Okay. All right. Thanks so much. And we will see you soon. Bye for now.